Hi, I'm Ed Alexander, attorney with Alexander Abramson. This is our due diligence video in our Guide to Buying a Business video series. And we're going to talk a little bit about the due diligence process in buying a business. I think it's important to start this out with, everyone focuses on the financial piece. But due diligence is so much more than financial. We're going to touch on a few of the pieces here that come up often, but it's important to remember that because it's so broad, that this is not something you should take on yourself. At a minimum, you should use a CPA to help you go through that. I mean, I've been involved in many purchase transactions where the financial statements show one thing. We have the CPA do a little bit of investigative research, and the CPA comes back and realizes, hey, the financial statements aren't accurate. And obviously that is a huge issue for a buyer. But the financial is going to be the CPA. It's going to involve some interaction between you, the owner, the CPA that you've hired, and then the CPA of the owner. We're going to also need to do some legal review. The biggest thing that always comes up is the lease. Some leases have provisions that say that the rent can change if the business is sold. And so if the rent is going to change, that's going to affect your discretionary earnings, and that's going to reduce the price. Rent never goes down, it always goes up, right? And so it's going to reduce the seller's discretionary earnings and then reduce the value of the business, right? But there's also really important things about the business. So if you're buying this business because it's got the ongoing income, and the ongoing income is a factor of the employees who are working in that business and then your customer base. And in accountant speak, that is goodwill, right? That's the ongoing relationship that has. You've got to do due diligence to make sure that the employers are going to stay after the transaction, that they have certain types of contracts in place. Sometimes they would need a non-compete agreement or a non-solicitation agreement, something along those lines to protect the intellectual property of the business that you're buying. And then on the customer base, you want to look at, what are the customer contracts like? Do they come in? Is there a customer concentration issue? Do we have 2, 3, 4 customers when we should have 50 or 100 different customers, right? Now, because that is so much stuff, we have to remember that a few days is not enough time to do that, right? And maybe it's 30 days because it's a small business, or maybe it's 45 days or 60 days because it's a much larger business. But don't get pushed into having a really short time period for doing due diligence, or a provision in a contract that says all they have to do is provide you with the financial statements, because again, it's so much more. Some special circumstances to take into account are when you have specialized equipment. Clearly, you've got to get experts in that specialized equipment to come in and take a look at it and tell you, has it been maintained? Does it require any upgrades, or is it at the end of its useful life? And you're going to incur a lot of expense to go out and replace it, what we call CapEx, or capital expenditures. If you're buying something that's software related, you need experts to go take a look at the code, to take a look at that software, and to give you an idea. Is the software scalable? Can you grow the business utilizing this software, right? Because unlike everything else, it is an asset for that business, and you've got to understand what it can work. And then in certain businesses, we've got to be cognizant of potential environmental issues. So we may have to go do some environmental audits as well. The bottom line of this is all to reduce your risk in buying the business. And so it's sort of an insurance policy going in so that there are no clear problems. Will it protect against everything? Absolutely not. But will it protect against the really big problems that are out there that can really bite you? Absolutely. Thanks for watching.